you've seen the weaponization of our justice system. You've seen it personally. You have your father who has served this country his entire life, right, in uniform, and then served as chief of staff in the White House, worked with President Trump, worked with the president of the United States. And they're doing to your dad exactly what they're doing to President Trump on these bullshit charges, just to make an example of him, just because he doesn't have the right views. And what many people don't realize, much in the same way, Maureen, that like a parent that has never had a child serve in war will never really understand what it's like to go through that, to feel like you might lose your son or daughter every day. When the system is weaponized against good people, it affects more than just the person that's going through it. Like, how has that been for you to watch your father treated this way by a country that he loves?
Infuriating. And I think, I know yesterday a lot of people were upset. I was upset as well of what they're doing to President Trump. I think that I didn't voice it as much as some of my friends yesterday, just because I've been through that. I've seen them go after my dad. And yesterday, you know, I think a lot of people were expecting to see President Trump honestly perp walked in handcuffs. I wouldn't have put it past them up there in New York City, in all honesty, because that's exactly what they did to my dad. You think that my dad is such a flight risk, or such, you have to make such a show of it that you have to put him in handcuffs and walk him down. And of course, my dad the entire time was talking. So, and Peter Navarro, they did that to him. They put him in leg shackles. You know, it's infuriating. It's political, a political witch hunt on all three of these gentlemen. And what they don't realize is it's not going to silence anyone. Not only are these three, especially my dad and President Trump, they're not going to be silenced. They're going to continue to fight, but it's just adding motivation to everyone behind them to continue to fight. And it's not just me, you know, in our family, it's his siblings, his nieces and nephews that are frustrated seeing such a good person being politically persecuted because he is speaking the truth.
Yeah, and why? Like what? Like, so the double standard. And Eric Holder, who, by the way, worked for the federal government when he was subpoenaed. And I honestly, I question the constitutionality of Congress's and the House's subpoena power in the first place. It's not a power that's enumerated in the actual Constitution. Supreme Court has upheld that, you know, it's an implied power just because Congress has been doing it for the past 100 years. But okay, maybe I'll grant, okay, maybe the House can subpoena people who work for the government, people like Fauci, people like Eric Holder, people who are working in government. But what gives Congress the right to subpoena a private citizen? In fact, we should have the right to subpoena members of Congress. They work for us, not the other way around. So I like Eric Holder. What happened to him when he was subpoenaed? Nothing. When he didn't turn up, right? Nothing. But yet they're laser focused on going after people like your dad and Trump and Peter Navarro for one reason and one reason only, to say you stepped out of line and we're making an example of you so no one else does. It's disgusting.
It is extremely disgusting.